Well, we have a new Pope. It's spring. As the great Bob Dylan once said,
The times they are a-changing.
Hey, what's up my people? Welcome back. Happy Friday, or whatever day you're watching this. So glad you're here. Father's Line Studio, Garrett with you. It's a good day, man. It is a good day. So much going on. You know, in the studio, cool things are happening. By the time this video releases on my website, there'll be a new icon that I just finished for a patron, and I'm genuinely excited. It's so cool. So that'll be on the website. Go check that out. It'll be on my Facebook page too. Man, just I love finishing pieces of work like that. It just, you know, you step back and you look at something that you've created and you're like, man, that is entirely too cool to have been created by my person. Some cool feelings, pretty exciting. Working on a new watercolor painting, an Irish forest themed piece. Really excited about that. So a lot of good things going on in the studio. But man, more than that, I want to talk about what happened yesterday. Now, this video will be coming out, I guess, on the 16th. So about a week or so after our new Pope was elected. And I want to talk about Pope Leo the 14th. Bless him. And I want to talk about that in the grand scheme of the things that we talk about on this channel right now, which is soul care and, you know, how do you take care of yourself and those beautiful things and how that all applies. And so, you know, the election, this is my first papal election as a Catholic, and man, it is that's a kill it mosquito. It's a roller coaster of emotions, man. You know, the Pope passes, Pope Francis, God rest his soul, and then you wait to see what happens after that. And it's just a cool experience. You know, I got to watch the I guess I don't know what the technical term is. I got to watch the presentation of Pope Leo the 14th yesterday. Got to see him for the first time as Pope. You know, previously Cardinal Robert Prevost, and man, it was cool. Just the regalia, the beauty, that's what I love more than anything. The vestments, the soldiers, the music, the basilica, the whole experience was just gorgeous. And I love so much that Pope Leo came out in the full, just to the nines. And he looked like the Pope. Or I should say, he looked like the Pope ought to look. Just robed in beauty. And that's a really good thing. And you know, like everybody else, I don't know much of anything about the man who was elected to this office of the chair of St. Peter. And I really like Brian Holdsworth's video where he talked about, and this is my interpretation, it's not what Brian said, but I really liked his video and what he said about how it really doesn't matter. That's my interpretation. It really doesn't matter a whole lot about what Pope Leo did before he was the Pope. What matters is how God is going to use him to steward and shepherd the church. And that'll change a man. The weight of that title is going to change him. And I believe that's for the good. And so it was beautiful to watch. It was beautiful to receive his blessing. It was beautiful to see the way in which the church acted like the church. It's just freaking cool. So yeah, I think there's a lot to be excited about. Yeah, everybody else has talked about it. Everybody else has mentioned the choice of name and the papal vestments and all of the really beautiful things that happened yesterday. And like everybody else, I'm pretty excited about it. The taking of the name Leo is just rooted in so much goodness. You know, you have Pope Leo the 13th, who did a lot of good for the church in the way he stewarded us into the new millennium in the early 1900s. But going back even further than that, I think about Pope Leo the Great, who stood against Attila the Hun. Like, to take the name Leo is to root yourself in the God-honoring, manly courage and strength of the Pope Leos that came before him. And I think that's fan-freaking-tastic. And maybe you're not Catholic, and maybe none of this applies to you, maybe you don't care, and that's fine, that's cool. All of us in the church are pretty stoked, and for good reason. And it's a beautiful time in the church. It is a beautiful time to see the church be what God made it to be. Now, for all of my Catholic and non-Catholic subscribers, how does any of this apply to soul care and what we are talking about on this channel? And here's how it applies. Seasons change. Seasons change. Time changes. Those things that remain the same don't move forward. And maybe you're in a season right now where you are looking forward to some change. I sure am. It's nearing the end of spring in Texas, and that means summer's, like a day away. And the seasons change. The school year ends, we walk into summer, which is for me a time of rest and restoration. And I am looking for that change of season. For some of you, you're in a phenomenally good season, and you're hoping the seasons don't change. I hate to tell you, seasons are going to change. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if one day you wake up to discover that things are not as great as they were, and now you're walking through a desert season. Now you're walking through a time of difficulty, and I don't wish that upon you. Not at all what I'm saying. But don't be surprised by it. Seasons change. You can't have spring forever. If you don't have spring, you don't have summer. If you don't have summer, you don't have fall. And if you don't have fall, you don't harvest. You don't reap that which you have sown. You can't have spring forever. But those of you who feel like you're in a season of dying away, you're in a winter season, and everything seems blanketed in cold harshness, that season's going to change too. It doesn't last forever. So take comfort in the reality that seasons change. There's a lot of people had great difficulties with Pope Francis, God rest his soul, and the season in which he led as the successor of Peter. And that season changed. And Pope Leo is here, and he's going to lead the church into a new season. And that season's going to have its ups, and that season's going to have its downs. And then that season will change. All of life is perpetuated by the changing of seasons. So if you're going through a hard time right now, take courage. It's not forever. It will not last forever. That season will change. And if you're in a season of harvest and plenty and things feel wonderful, it's okay if that season changes. We need winter seasons. They matter and they're important. So, take courage, strengthen yourself, engage in the proper soul care protocols that make you feel better, and walk through that season of difficulty until you get to the next season of harvest. It's a good thing. It's a good thing when stuff changes. And I know that feels scary, but it's a good thing. So I just want to encourage you, whatever season you're in, enjoy it, make the most out of it. Absorb, take in all of the good things that are happening in this season right now. And then know that the season will change and you have new opportunities. You have new chances to do the things that you're excited about or endure the things that will make you stronger and better. Whatever may come. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this season within the church as Pope Leo leads us. And I'm pretty excited about the change of seasons from spring to summer. I'm excited about the change from school year to summer season. Because they're good things. There's good things in every season. Take courage. I hope that encourages you to look forward to whatever season is ahead. And until I see you next time, keep climbing.